Hello, everybody. Oh, well, I'll still use you. Welcome to Random Rant Roundtable. With me is this Dan. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty good, Germ. Germ, are you expecting Tig to show up if he has some time for it?
If he has the time, he'll show up a little later. Let's see. We got some people in chat already. Chatty Blogger. Hey, Mikey. And FKHC275. Hello. That's you, Dan. Mikey again. And this week's Waltons waiting wrong stream. We won't have the Waltons this week, Tim. I'll be doing a double feature of the Space Invaders and Ernest Scared Stupid. All right, the first stop I had for tonight was the NBA betting scandal. Hello, Kremlon. I'm not one for the NBA myself, seeing as that league fucked over my hometown and moved the team to Oklahoma. And fuck Oklahoma, too. But, yeah, pretty bad. The biggest name I saw was Chauncey Billups, but since I'm from the Northwest, he is the coach of the Trailblazers. This has the potential to completely foobar the sports gambling industry connection to sports.
They'll find a way around it or out of it. There's always been sports gambling.
Yeah, it'd be sports gambling, but guys like DraftKings aren't going to be able to cozy up to the leagues as much anymore. That's $1 billion per league. We got a bit of an explosion here. I know Fortunately, Gorilla has to take his kids trick-or-treating. So, no Waltons, but I'll do a couple of Halloween movies. Yeah, Mikey, a leash would probably be a good idea for those two. Not shock collars. Yeah, Mikey, no Waltons, but the double feature. I can't mind sports betting, but when leagues get in bed with sports betting people, get cover my eye. That is where I draw the line. Yeah, Tim, that's it always made me a little uncomfortable with them having the DraftKings and the other ones I can't remember, but those are $1 billion buy-ins they have with each league, and that is just wrong. And hello, Admiral. Admiral, you have the link on X. But yeah, that is just mightily fucked up. Last I saw is like 35 people got rounded up on it.
There probably is a betting ring in Hollywood saying, okay, how much let's do the odds on which franchise we're going to ruin next to piss off the fans, and then the fans can make money off us.
Yeah. I always saw sports gambling as keep that into casinos. Go to the guy smoking a cigarette behind the counter, hand over your money, he hands over the ticket, and just go watch on the big screen and wait to lose. Hey, Gorilla. What's fucked up? That's the NBA. Oh, he just got home. Oh, hurry up and get up here, Gorilla. Do you not think people would if leagues get into bed with them, not think the games are not rigged at some level? Yeah, that getting into bed with those, you're just going to undermine everything you do. Because as we saw, we have guys pretending to get hurt, just outright checking themselves out of games to try to get the over-under, which is a stupid bet to begin with. But I guess if you're the guy leading the team and you say, fuck it, you can get that over-under. So just compromising any type of integrity you had to begin with. All right, we have a beep. Well, we have a gorilla. How you doing, gorilla?
Hey, Gorilla.
A 33 fucking mile detour today just because some people don't know how to fucking drive. 33 fucking...
If I had to do a 33-mile fucking detour, I would be in a different county.
Yeah, well, I had to go around the big lake. All the way down into down to Milford and back up. Because Highway 9 was closed down because I'm assuming here, but there's a 99.9999999% chance probability someone was fucking texting, went to the other lane and got into a head-on fucking collision. So I had to take the gravel road, then the first right, that was all fucking tore up. So I had to keep on going until I had to go around the big lake. Yeah,
they can't clear a head-on collision.
What?
They can't clear a head-on collision?
The fire trucks are still there, and so are the ambulances and all the state patrol.
Yeah, fuck that. We just dragged him into the shoulder and keep on going.
No, they had everything closed up. I'm guessing it was a fatality crash, though, just as bad as it was. But you gotta remember the town, the area I was going into. There's like seven different lakes there that they're built the town around. Like the main corridor squeezes right into east and west Okoboji lakes.
You guys need to get a bridge.
No, there is a bridge, but you had to go around the lakes because they're not going to build a freaking mile and a half wide long bridge across the lake.
So you guys are using ferries for travel then on the lake?
We got a beep.
No, we just drive around them.
Hey, Teague.
Hey, everybody. Got one of these for everybody. How you doing?
I know I'm number one.
Hello from New York.
I know I'm number one.
You're number one, girl. Listen, Harambe.
Hey, they only shot him because he's black. He was a white gorilla.
That's-
They only tranquilized him.
That's why I'm working on a clone of Harambe, but race swapping him to white, so that if he gets a little afoul of the law, they'll give him preferential treatment or fire darker gorillas for him. He'll get to ride in the front of the gorilla bus.
Yeah,
What are we talking about? Was just the NBA scandal the topic?
yeah.
I would just like to say I like how we're going to see. I predict that Chauncey Billups will admit that he made this all up himself, and it has nothing to do with the mafia at all, because there is no mafia.
Exactly. And it's not like Chauncey was doing anything in Portland. God knows they haven't had any success since the 70s.
He can control the point spread of a game, and he would have been forced to do so if he hasn't already. I'm not one of these people who looks for opportunities to tee off on the NBA. You never hear me bitching about LeBron. Every once in a while, I'll mention that the Knicks have been terrible for 30 years, but for the most part, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the NBA. It's just it's like hockey. I kind of don't give a fuck, and this NBA thing, it seems like this was all done to rob from people who had big contracts like LeBron, who were willing to lose money to feel like they had friends. But it was not going to end there. Like the mafia, what the fuck kind of people are you when you're neutral arbiters? That the only people what's going on? Oh, we're going to have some other NBA players and a few officials over for a friendly game of high stakes cutthroat poker. Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, sirs, it's the mafia who's going to be running the game. Oh, well, with that guarantee of fairness, I'll be. What the hell kind of people are you?
Yeah, that's kind of odd. The mafia's the nicest guy in this situation. Hello,
Alleged mafia. Hello, Drew. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
Those evil white gorillas in that one strange movie. I have no idea what movie that is.
Congo?
That sounds like a fucking someone was stoned making that quote.
He might mean Congo.
No, I never saw Congo.
It's the worst Ernie Hudson movie, a typical Laura Linney movie, and the worst Bruce Campbell movie.
Doesn't sound too good. Bunch of albino monkeys.
It's a Michael Crichton book, and they didn't think it through.
Apparently not. But back to the NBA. With all the money they're flowing through that league, I think they're just riding the wave of, we got this TBS contract, we got all these other contracts that don't really get the viewership that people think they do. And for some reason, Turner just keeps throwing a shit ton of money at them every 5 years. But LeBron can't carry this league. He's proven over the last 20 years he ain't shit for a superstar. They've curtailed this entire league. Cast. Yeah, but he is not fucking Michael Jordan. He cannot be marketed to the people. They've tried to make him Michael Jordan. They got rid of fucking Kobe for this guy.
To be fair, LeBron has never been on a plane perving on people's tagged underwear. You got a tag on your T-shirt. And doesn't have a mid-20th century German mustache.
That was 30 years ago, but
the perving on the underwear is still going on.
Well, Kobe ain't really perving on anything anymore.
No, I meant Michael Jordan.
Jordan had his day. It was going to be Kobe, but then LeBron came along. They wanted to market LeBron, so they pushed Kobe to the side.
Kobe also had that poor scandal where he was with that chick, and later on, when he forgot her name, she withdrew consent after the fact and called it something I don't think it was personally. I don't know I wasn't there.
Yeah, that was still during Michael's era.
I don't think that Kobe had. Michael was done. Oh, was he with Charlotte?
No, Michael was still with. That was, I believe the Charlotte era. But Michael was still the face of the league. Because there's those years there that Michael was retired, but he was still the face of the league. Kobe was just.
Shaq was the face of the league while Michael Jordan was in the forced fake 3-year retirement.
Yeah, we're talking after that.
After they briefly tried to use Scottie Pippen, and he turned out that he was like a really brittle jerk.
Yeah. No, this is when Kobe just got in the league, I believe. Michael was still the face, but he wasn't playing.
Kobe's first year is 1997 after he got game.
Okay, so Kobe was still young and building up.
Kobe's the last guy to go into the NBA without going to college. He went in out of high school.
Yeah. Or no, LeBron was. Because LeBron didn't go to college.
LeBron, I thought, went to... Okay.
Because they changed the rule after LeBron. But a good thing, too, that he would not have made it in college. This guy's an idiot. They hand him...
Dude, he only would have had an athletic degree.
Platter.
Do you know what an athletic degree means?
It means when you wash up in professionals, you become a PE teacher.
At best, if you were a chivalrous player who people liked. Like, you better not be Aaron Hernandez, like, in your reputation when you leave the league.
Well, if you're Aaron Hernandez, you get free room and board from the state for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that worked out well. It was only a few weeks.
Yeah, cost benefit really went for the state in that one.
I'd like to see Travis Kelce treated the same way. I hope that he fucks up similarly.
No, the worst Travis Kelce's ever going to do is a DWI.
I think the worst Travis Kelce did was his girlfriend twice in one night. How come this man... Is it her money? Is he the only man who finds money to be an aphrodisiac? They're a legitimate Italian businessman and nothing else. You know what? That's correct, Tim. And Italian Americans are the backbone of the moral fiber of working America. All good Catholics, like myself.
Yeah, and I'm sure they've never been to the docks or the union meetings.
Yeah. But aren't you Cuban?
I'm a New Yorker. I'm a 7th generation New Yorker. I'm Cuban. The biggest slice is Irish. Next biggest slice is Cuban. And then Italian is a considerable chunk. And then we get to weird stuff like American Guardian.
He's New Yorker, so he's whatever is popular at the moment.
Yeah.
Basically true. I have a little bit of Dutch DNA. It's like 500 years back.
Yeah, and judging how things are going in the New York mayoral race, you guys are going to have a fantastic mayor coming up.
I'm going to be converting to Islam on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I want to be ahead of the mandate. I want to be ahead of the mandate.
Yeah, you want to avoid those Sharia soldiers standing by you with that curved blade.
Yeah.
I will actually. I'll have imam status soon enough.
Hey, now Teague, I got a question for you. Since you are a New Yorker, here, would you have thought 24 years after 9/11, there, you guys would be electing a Muslim mayor who actually had photographs of him with one of the hijackers the attacks on the World Trade Center.
Which one? Zacharias Moussaoui?
Who?
Zohan Mondami's like 30. What was he, an 8-year-old? What
No,
attacker
I
do you
swear
know?
he had a picture with the.
He was holding up a picture of him?
Maybe that was. What
I'd
it
like
was.
to say something right now. Fuck Zoran Mondami. He's a piece of shit. My father fought in Vietnam against people who wanted to do the kind of things that he believes in. He is not a fitting mayor for a city of enterprise. He is not a fitting philosophy for a capitalist city. He's not good for housing. He's not good for the poor. He's not good for black people. He's not good for Latinos. I denounce him 150% as a Cuban. I have seen what this has done to members of my own family. This non-meritocracy and giving people stuff for free. You know what? That's some kind of bullshit promise. $30 minimum wage. He didn't even justify it by saying anything smart. He didn't say, oh, well, I don't expect it to be that way. I just think that I should start the discussion now because it takes 20 years for it to go up. Nothing, no nuance. The only thing happening here is we had a fucking guy who could be charged with murder, who was governor, who was jumping in the mayoral race. No one wants to vote for him, okay? We have another guy who should have been thrown in jail that the president foolishly pardoned because he was hot-blooded and angry at the New York State prosecutors. Eric Adams was fucking undeniably guilty, and he would not have been in that race, and there would never have been a race between a fucking moron, a fucking communist, and a fucking scumbag who might just be a mass murderer. So I don't think that it's fair to judge us based on this horrible choice. And it looks like, if I had to guess, Sliwa is been a public ass clown for over 30 years. The only reason he is not in jail doing time for repeated false police reports was because the statute of limitations ran out. He has no credibility. He's too much of a clown. He's too cartoonish. Remember, the people who picked him picked George Santos. Same energy, bro. The New York State Republican Party is a fucking mess. Get it together, New York Republicans. This race was yours for the fucking taking. This proves it. You know what? I am going to tell you right now. I have a book called Art of the Deal. In Art of the Deal, it says, join the Democratic Party if you live in New York or they'll throw you in jail. The Republican Party is a fucking ridiculous mess. The National Republican Party came in here and rescued the New York Republican Party from the Giuliani people that he put in. And they shrank the New York Republican Party because they're all raving lunatics who would show up to things drunk. That might be true, but you have to be naturalized to vote. And you have to be a citizen to vote. I would point out that
you can be a citizen that wasn't born in the United States and vote.
Like my grandmother from Ireland, yes.
Which is beyond me. If you weren't born here, you'd never get the right to vote. I don't care if you're a citizen or not.
My grandmother was naturalized and was an American citizen. But my grandfather came from Cuba and fought in World War II for our country. He had every right to vote. He was part of the real Antifa, the United States fucking Navy, and fought at Operation Overlord.
No, if you weren't born here, fuck it. You don't vote. Ever.
Well, I disagree with you on that one, that's all. How about this? It's an outdated idea.
Well,
the point makes it easier for this Zohan guy to be elected. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Ablelo deserved to vote. He fought the Germans. Come on. He fought for our flag, bro. He didn't even have to.
Anybody who serves in the military a couple of years years there, I'll give him the right there. But they're
Yeah,
not
he
willing
had.
to
I think.
serve the country in some capacity.
Let's remember, nobody who fought in Washington's army was born in the United States.
Actually, a lot of them were born here. It just wasn't the United States. It was just the British colony.
But that's the point.
Still, I think we're well beyond that.
It might be an outdated idea, but not during World War II.
We need to actually lower the voting franchise. There's way too many people voting.
Well, the first thing we need to do is raise the voting age to 30. I believe that
I'm
you should
okay.
not be allowed to vote or drink until you're 30.
Not so much an age limit. Maybe 18 is fine, but you have to have done something for the country, or you have to have some type of skin in the game. If you're not paying taxes, you shouldn't get to vote. If you're not a working, productive member of this society, no voting.
Or we'll just turn into Canada.
Or, unfortunately, there's places like Washington that are pretty much indistinguishable from Canada right now.
I predict it's going to be a lot of fun in Washington around Monday or Tuesday because I did some math. Did you know, sirs, there are 1.5 million people within 5 miles of the White House on food stamps?
Did you just say you did some meth? Because that's what it sounded like.
Well, he did that too.
It's that New Yorker accent.
It's I did some arithmetic, okay? There are 1.7 million SNAP recipients within 5 miles of the White House.
And
The
that's
poorest part
okay.
of D.C. is only a 1-hour walk from the White House.
They'll all be pointed to Chucky Boy's office.
I think they're going to blame the man in charge. When you go see Bruce Springsteen, or I don't know, when you go see Metallica and James Hetfield has a terrible fucking night, do you say, man, Lars, Kirk, and that other guy were great, but James Hetfield was horrible, or do you say Metallica sucked tonight?
I think people have gotten to point. They know who's creating this shutdown.
Oh, yeah, the people who can walk there and start problems tomorrow know everything. They're very tuned in. They watch the news. I think a lot of Fox people are on Snap. Yeah, oh, sure. Absolutely, sir. There's nothing but people sympathetic to Trump's cause in Washington, D.C., in the Fifth Ward, the poorest part of America.
If there's anything that happens this weekend, which is when it starts,
it won't happen this weekend.
It's going to be manufactured.
I won't deny that, but I think something organic will happen around Thanksgiving. Look, if this goes on towards past Thanksgiving, something organic will happen Black Friday. It's already a major black holiday behind Juneteenth and Martin Luther King Day.
Ain't no black people in this country celebrate Juneteenth.
No, but they do celebrate Black Friday. It's a huge black holiday.
It's more of a ghetto holiday.
The only time you hear about June 13th is when people are trying to get it off work, citing it's a holiday.
I mean, just because I use that excuse doesn't mean I believe in Juneteenth.
Never said you believed in it. I just said that's the only time it's mentioned.
Yeah, as far as Black Friday goes, that's more of a Walmart holiday where they celebrate the stampeding and the crushing of several old ladies by the mobs trying to get the 50% off television.
There are people getting out of jail this year for killing someone for a Tickle Me Elmo. Think about that.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just going to tell you right now, the Drew 24, it's very hard to go hungry in the United States because I guarantee you, if you can't get food stamps, you can go to the local church and they got a food bank there. If you can't go there, someone will your neighbors will give me a couple cans of damn food there. I could go to any one of my neighbors.
I have a hard time believing that'll happen in D.C., where everyone is poor and 25% of all city residents are on SNAP. I don't think their neighbors have any food to give them, and I don't think there's enough food and soup kitchens for 1.7 million people within 5 miles of the White House. Do you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's enough food there.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen.
Most of this country will be okay.
Wow, the Drew's making a point.
The
I have been
bougier
working
parts.
and am currently on some food stamps, and it gets cut off, whatever. Not the first time I've been starved. You shouldn't have to be, though. You paid into that, and this should be something that they could core out a CR on. Honestly, we do need to relitigate the way we do government and we do business, but I don't think that balancing the budget or making a political point on the backs of the poorest Americans or the hungriest Americans is the kind of thing that's going to play well. Also, there is a lot of food stamp use in red states.
Yeah,
This
but
is an
the red
inflection
states
point
are
for
the ones that are going to be 100% fine.
Yeah, sure they are. Let's watch how that charity works and give it 3. Like, well, you know what? How long do you think it's going to go on for, sir? After November 1st? How long? I say
When it doesn't work
Christmas.
the way that
I say Christmas. The dollar starts to spin down, seriously spin down, and go down to about the value of the South Vietnamese currency.
All right, Alvaro, do you think it's gonna last till Christmas? Go put 50.
I hope.
bucks
Well,
on
let's
top.
hope so, right? Don't you want to
Well,
hope so? We
hey,
need
if
it to
you-
last till Christmas if we're going to have it. No, this has to be litigated. We have refused for 9 clean CRs in a row to sit down and hash this out. It has to be done now, and we can't end this shutdown until it gets hashed out. Either no one gets nothing ever, or we relent and give everyone all the money that they were due, and we save money because, of course, the money will be worth much less after the crisis that this will cause. And we'll show those lefty academics who have said over and over, maybe falsely, that the biggest driver of the economy is SNAP. Because if they're right, we'll see a ripple effect in the economy where there'll be an economic collapse similar to Weimar Germany in about 6 weeks. And when that doesn't happen and we don't have massive social unrest by Christmas, we'll have proven that we can just starve off the poorest people and no one cares. It doesn't matter.
All right, T. If you really think it's gonna last till Christmas, go to.
I'm
Cal's-
hoping. No, I didn't say I think. I said I hope.
Yeah. Well, can you let me finish? Go put
Sorry,
50
I'm sorry.
bucks
Can I
on
finish?
the shutdown lasting more than 50 days on Kalshi on the betting market.
Oh, Kalshi has it lasting until March 17th.
No, 50 days.
Right, that's 60. That's 60%. That's the under. The over at 40% is around St. Patrick's Day, March 20th.
No,
Conventional wisdom is the window opens up around Christmas is the first chance to close it. I also think that they will have this worked out, and Trump will just refuse the first solution too.
Is the private sector picking up the slack from this government shutdown?
Fuck no. Yeah, why should they? Look, soldiers are going to have to decide whether they love this country or they did it for money, and that's the decision that's been thrown to them by the government. And also, poor people are going to have to decide whether they're here because they love America or because they want to eat. And that's just going to be the calculus, and we'll see how it works out. I welcome this.
The troops
Go ahead.
will be getting partial payment from a private donor.
I don't think that that's a true test of this. We need to do this the right way or we'll have to do it again. I am tired of constant government shutdowns every 5 years. They lead to the fact that I have bailed out this nation's economy 6 times and have no savings because of all the recessions and crashes during my working lifetime starting in 1987. I want the government to stay completely closed. I don't want any payments of any kind made to anyone at all. I don't want cops, police, or firemen paid until we work this out. We've been kicking the can on this since 1927. Let's work it out. See, look how better things are since the shutdown started. Look at that. We're in the black since things ended. Because we're not spending any money. Now, of course, that will be erased when we have to pay people back. But, I mean, for right now, it looks great.
Pay people back. Hell, he ain't getting no
Yeah.
You're going to get
here's the
every
betting
penny
market right
in
now.
back EBT when the government opens back up. That's already been promised by both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the betting markets right now.
Oh, Drew, I hope not to go through that, but whew, I hope you haven't. Oh, you have been homeless and starved for a week or 2 weeks at a time. It builds character, my friend. To see you in this picture looking like pretty good, I would just say my hat's off to you and your integrity. Clearly, you were smart enough to stay away from the worst of it. And you didn't fall into drugs, and you were strong, man. I mean, William Shatner didn't have a place to live for a while either. He lived in a van down by the river, and my hat's off to you for riding that out. I mean, you had the courage of your convictions, like my friends here. Like Germ could complain, but he never does. Bird of Prey 5 could have complained. He never fucking complained. And believe me, if anyone had something to complain about, it was Bop 5. So, you know what? I'm going to have the courage of everyone else's convictions here, too. I'll be affected by this a little bit, but you know what? Why should anyone get anything until we work this out? We have only been fighting over it since before I was born. Let's settle this fight from 1933 where we relented and said that people should be given food and money when they don't work. Let's see if it holds the test of time. Let's do it until we know whether we want to or not. Let's see those. We have to give it a couple of years for private charities to get in there. They're not going to be up to speed in time. If we abandon this experiment before, I would say this time next year, it'll all have been for nothing. We need to go at least a year with the government closed.
Yeah.
Well, that does
the
sound
market
appealing,
I'm
but
guessing.
it'll be open this time next week.
I bet you $5 that if it does, the dollar crashes. This way, it'll only be like losing $1.
I do have a
Yeah, but
genuine
that's
question.
lopsided because the dollar's been crashing.
I sort of already asked this question already, but I'll ask it again. Will this government shut down? What's filling the gap between all this? Like, which section of society is filling in the gap since it's shut down? Who's filling in the void?
No
right
one's
There is
ever
no
done
gap.
anything to help whatsoever.
There is
You
no
got
gap being
some or you
filled
ain't.
yet.
And I'm prepared to see our society ride this one out.
In all
Heck.
seriousness, Dan, there is no gap being filled yet because no one's.
That's
really,
true. It'll happen on Tuesday. Well, it won't happen until like
No one misses a paycheck or any type of
Until
payment
about the
until
12th.
Monday morning.
Well, no, even on Monday morning, you would have to be in one weird state that gives it out on the 1st. I think New York gives it out on the 15th and the 30th. People are going to get a drop like tomorrow.
For the EBT, there are people who get it in Washington on the 1st and the 10th.
Then I'd say it's going to be a
So
very
you get-
fucked up Christmas parade in New York City and a very wild protest outside the White House between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Because I just think that if you could walk there in under an hour from the poorest part of town where there's more SNAP recipients per square foot than anywhere else in America, some provocative street preacher might just be able to whip up enough people to go down and take that 1 hour walk as much. What if they just lie and say there's food there? Go to the White House, there's food. I mean, you're opening yourself up to civil unrest. There will be problems, in an area. The best thing to do would be the president could just stay at his New Jersey estate or at Mar-a-Lago.
There's going to be some false protests ginned up like this Antifa bullshit.
Well, no, I believe that when we take the free money and free food away from the people of D.C., that they will legitimately rise up. But there will be false protests, too, if that's what you're saying. Are you saying they'll all be false or just that we'll see some false ones?
We'll see the false ones. People are going to be upset, but not to the point of they're going to try the raid Walmart, not raid the White House.
Well, Drew's got a good point. The local government of the states and the cities should take care of their own. That's how it works. It's not exactly how it works. You have to remit the money to the feds and they give it back to you, so it's a big loop. The better thing to be would be New York simply holds on to New York's money and gets by on what New York makes, and Nebraska gets by on what Nebraska makes, and everyone just has to be more self-sufficient. That's true bootstrapism, and I'd like to see that sort of individual freedom and meritocracy released to the people of the United States, rather than being constrained by this system.
Yeah,
We
but
haven't
see,
realized
here's
our
the
true
thing, though.
potential.
It actually works out better for Nebraska because per capita, Nebraska takes maybe a third of the money that New York does.
Everyone should just live off their own money, and we should just reduce it to the United Federation of States.
Oh, the Articles of Confederation you want to go back to, huh?
Maybe not quite that. We might need a new arrangement, but certainly sharing them between the states, it's just a waste. It's a waste. Why should people in Florida get New York money and decide what to do with it? That's like the luxury tax in baseball. Every state for themselves. That's what I say.
I hate to break it to you, Teague, but your state is in the top 5 for taking other people's money.
Let me see the link for that.
You may not want to admit it's true, but you guys are just a fucking money sponge.
I will say
Not
this.
what I heard.
I will say this. Here in California, we have some of the highest taxes in the nation, so my state has nothing to excuse, and neither does New York. We have the highest taxes in the United States besides Hawaii, I think, here in California.
Yeah, I gotta be agree with Sith Dan on this one. Like, the taxes here
It's
are
Hawaii,
real
it's
high.
California, it's New York for the top 3.
Hey, you're
I don't
leaving
think
out
so.
Minnesota here.
I
as being
never
a
heard that
fucking
before.
sponge.
Yeah, Wisconsin's doing better.
No, not Wisconsin. Minnesota's a sponge.
Right, Wisconsin's doing better. Wisconsin gives money, from what I understand.
Well, Gorilla, tell me, do you guys have any industries up there near Minnesota to export your products to, or are you guys mainly a importer of goods? Your state is.
They have ice fishing.
We got lumber. We got lumber and iron and copper, and soybeans and corn. Because if you ask our fucking Timu Elmer Fudd there, we're just a bunch of rocks and cows down here.
By the way, I just Germ and Grill, I want to say, whether I'm right or wrong about New York, I stand by my statement that every state should live off what it itself makes. And if you guys are right about New York, then New York is going to have to change. So
That is literally what every red state has been yelling for 40 years.
Like the
That
number
each
4
state-
or FOR 4?
For 40 years.
Grok has absolutely been hacked because it says that New York loses $89 in contributions for every 74 cents it gets back. So that seems to be just absolutely just rigged because it's giving just false information right there, if that's true. Am I reading this right? $89 out. Per capita, New York State has a $4,500 estimated median tax burden. Sounds about right.
Well,
And we get back 74 cents for every $89. So Grok disagrees.
You only have a $4,500 tax burden on you?
That sounds about right. I mean, this assumes that like people get like. Remember, one thing I do invest in is a tax guy, so that I can claw back every dime I can. Here's my Grok proof. So Grok obviously just towing the bullshit line here or filling us with non-information, but Apparently, New York had a couple of years there where it was like 451. No, I'm sorry, I read that it was 4850 or something to 80 every 84 cents back, and that is now since 2019, pre-pandemic, $48 out for every 84 cents back. That has now just about doubled to for every $89 we pay out, we get back 74 cents. So that's grok. I don't know. Take it up with Elon.
That sounds like an awfully odd number.
What can I tell you? It jibes with everything I've ever heard all my life, though. Honestly, I'm not trying to be a dick here or be confrontational.
Well, in my local area here in California, our state government's trying to pass, if you ever heard, Prop 50, where they basically redistrict the counties or get rid of the redistricting board, which it was already biased to begin with, but they want to do away with it fully, basically give away whatever civilian rights we have in California to the government still, or citizen rights.
Oh yeah, that. Have you guys voted on that prop yet, or is that still pending?
We got a few more weeks before the official vote happens. I hope it does not pass. But judging how biased our state is, I would not be surprised if it does pass, since the evil Democrats outnumber the semi-good people by at least 2-1.
Well, you guys
I think
have
everybody
the
who goes
mail-in ballot, so it basically turns out however the state wants.
I have a question. I believe this to be true, but you guys can tell me what you think. Anyone who would ever run for political office has already showed me that they might be a little mentally ill.
Well, on a certain side.
That and attention whore.
No, at all. It's like, what's in it for you? You're gonna get dragged through the mud. You're gonna get destroyed. You're going to get bullied. Like half of the country's gonna hate you. No one kind of feels a little bit a certain way about politics. Everyone's very cutthroat and angry these days. So, I would say if you're willing to go through that for the chance that 51% of everyone likes you enough not to hurt you, and you're confident being one of the many people in the government with no, protection. I think to want to be in government at all, you have to be a little mentally ill. Like, you run for the freaking school board. I mean, remember, we have people like crazy Carl Palladino, who made Andrew Cuomo governor. The New York Republican Party is so inept. They ran this guy whose only other job had been on school board. He had no children. Why was he ever on a school board?
Most people on school boards never had children.
I'm going to say right now it needs to be a requirement. You need to have children in the school to be on the school board, or you should go.
Probably should be, but that's not how it works out.
Yeah, no, and I think that's to New York's great shame. I don't know if it's that way in every state. I just don't know.
It's like that pretty much everywhere. We have a guy
nonsense.
on the school board here that he's been on the school board since 1989.
If he's a former administrator or something like that, or has an education degree or some relevance to be elected to it, that's one thing.
I have no idea what he did because he's been on the goddamn school board since I was 5 years old.
That's crazy. By the way, I want to say this too. I just voted in an election in New York where, aside from the mayor, every other person, it was like the same choice. It was like pick any three. It was three people, and that was it. So it's like everyone was going to get elected. Then on the other ones, it was like pick any two, and it was like running for like district court judge, Republican, Democrat, Social Democrat, Conservative, and Libertarian Party. Guess what? All the same guy, guys. Same guy.
Jack Johnson and John Jackson, basically.
No, I mean, it was the same name all the way across for all of it. He was running on all tickets. Working
Well, at least my
Families
state
Party.
doesn't allow that.
And
They don't allow the the Libertarians to throw the Republican on their ballot.
well, Teague,
We have open primary, not a party primaries.
See, I think that a closed party primary might be better because the open primary means I'll go to your primary and review bomb your fucking party and I'll vote for the worst person.
Then you can't vote in your own primary because
Why?
because all the parties, everyone running for that particular office, all runs, and then the top two get in.
Yeah, but they have open caucuses, so I could just show up and vote.
They don't have caucuses in this state.
What about the ones where they do that?
Not for state offices.
If you have open primaries, unless there's a law against it, you can vote in both. So you could review bomb the other party and vote for your favorite guy.
They don't have open voting in this state for offices.
You're lucky. Do they have tyranny? Do you have tyranny ballots with a tiered choice? Because those are the worst.
No, it's top two for the primaries.
We have these new tyranny choice ballots where they put a bunch of fucking assholes on there, and that's how we got this mess.
Those are still illegal here.
They're not American, and they're not American values, and they're not American electoral values. They're disgusting.
They're unconstitutional.
They should be struck down. They should never be used again. And this should be the last election we have to live with the aberrational making a loser a winner just because Cuomo is a fucking... I mean, look at this choice. One guy might go to jail for murder and could be booked at any time. He's good for it, I think. You know, my opinion. You wouldn't want me on that jury. I already think he probably has something to do with it. And you got a guy who's like a serial liar. And then you got fucking the only guy left who's not a criminal happens to be the world's most polite axe murderer, for lack of a better term. Like, Mamdani is the most charming, horrible, freaking idea person you've ever met in your life. He's very polite. He's very well spoken. He was great at, like, like shaking hands with people, in front of Yankee Stadium and shit like that. No matter what the Post might say, like, he was able to, like, do the shoe leather political stuff well enough that a mass murderer and a guy fucking who's a convicted felon who should not have been on the ballot couldn't stand up to someone who simply has not been arrested for taking money or fucking abusing people. So it was, once Adams
because he
pardoned,
hasn't had the chance.
He will. I do not believe that he will be the right choice. But the thing is, the thumb was on the scale when the fucking pardoning of Adams, who's a convicted felon, was allowed to remain in office. He should not have been pardoned. He should have been put in prison where he belongs.
Adam was never pardoned. Adam was never charged.
He was pardoned.
They never brought charges.
Did they force him to end the investigation? Okay, so due process was destroyed. He's still the only mayor in 500 years to be arrested while in office.
Anyway.
You might be right, though. He might not have been convicted. He was arrested. He made it.
He might have
sort of. Let me put it this way, he's left the race, but he left really late. Slila has been asked by all Republicans to leave the race as well, because the polls are now half of what they were, and Cuomo is starting to get to the point where he might beat Mamdani. He's pulled it to within 9-10 points. And election day still isn't until the 5th. Maybe the 3rd.
Next week.
It's next Tuesday, whatever the date is. I think it's the 5th, isn't it? It's
Tuesday
the 4th.
is the 4th.
Okay, so they'll vote on the 4th, and we'll see what happens. You gotta hope that, Mamdani doesn't win this thing. It's gonna be it's a terrible idea, and he's horrible.
Well, we can all agree on that point. But it's New York. All your options are horrible.
It didn't have to be as bad as this. And quite honestly, we had better choices when it was win or lose instead of like, Adams was the loser of the race that made him winner. He just had the so many fourth place ballots that he overwhelmed 1 and 2.
Let's see. The only right option for that city is we evacuate it and we turn it into an open air prison.
Yeah, basically make an escape into New York, huh? Escape from New
I
York.
live
huh?
right near where the command center would be. I'm for that. I'd be on the side of the bridge that was still free.
If we ever need anything from the city, we can just send Kurt Russell in.
Where will he land? The World Trade Center isn't there. We have to rebuild the World Trade Center before the prophecy can be fulfilled, guys.
Sure. If we can get rid of New York, we'll rebuild the World Trade Center.
Let's break ground tomorrow.
We already got one of the towers.
What are you talking about?
New World Trade Center.
We have there's one in New Orleans, if that's what you're talking about.
You know that building they put right by the crater?
Oh, the one that's from the Avengers, yeah.
It's
about
only been there for 15 years, Teague. You haven't seen it?
The Freedom Tower, yeah. It's all right. It's not it's not that cool. I don't dislike it. I mean, the Trade Center was kind of distinctive in the skyline. I preferred that.
Tell me, I may be a little behind the times, but did they rebuild that area, or is it still a memorial area for those two towers?
They built around there right away. They just the footprints of the towers in the area that used to be the plaza where people would get dropped off and stuff like that is like now a memorial and reflecting pool. And I'll never go there again. I'm never going there. I never want to go there. Worst thing I ever saw. I'd like to still be saying that the day I die. Many years from now.
Yeah, it's hopefully the worst thing that you'll ever see. But,
well, I mean, I don't think there's anything that compares to it, at least in my life. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't even know if anything in another country has happened on that level in my life. I mean, World War II or whatever, the Second Great Disagreement, I'm sure things just where they leveled whole cities were probably really bad. But like this was, if it gets anything worse than that will probably be all of us. You know what I mean? It'll probably be like nuclear.
no, I'm pretty sure worse stuff has happened across the world.
I don't know
Not
if we've
as
ever
flashy.
had 3,000 people killed in a morning in one city in our lives. Worse stuff, yeah, but like when? You know what I mean? Like, and like what Chernobyl is definitely worse, but it's so different. You know, that wasn't intentional.
Oh, the Russians do that dick kind of shit, kind of on the daily.
Hey, Lemon! Good to see you. Howdy, fruitcake. We're discussing things that Grok has suggested to us. I think we found out that I could probably get a computer to self-delete itself with my e-logic.
Then you and Spock would have a nice conversation, huh?
I think Jerem can attest for this, though. I am consistent in my insane logic. There is a through line that is 100% consistent. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, you're very consistently nuts.
I can accept that, and I would also say that no one should do what I say they should do. And there's a reason why I don't get into politics on my show, because like if I had my way and people were like fraudsters and bums who wouldn't work, I would just like ship them off to a prison. And I'm glad that in my town you can't build a structure in the street, and it is illegal to sleep in the streets of New York. Do people do it? Yeah, sure, but it's they get arrested for it pretty frequently, and vagrancy will get you thrown in jail. Hey. Sith Dan is the Fabio of YouTube. Sith Dan, turn on the camera and let him see those pectoral muscles, man.
Yeah, thanks, Kirby. And they let violent criminals out after an hour after arresting him with no bail. And the one guy, I don't know how many people assaulted him, and they asked him why he keep doing it. It's like, they keep letting me out.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
2 times in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
No, they don't even process people. You can't get arrested in this town to save your life.
Well, no, that's not true. On Wednesday, if he wins, the president promised on July 1st to arrest Zoran, so I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, he just got indicted, though. He just got indicted by the DOJ.
The president?
No, Madami for taking, was it
Good.
170 foreign campaign contributions?
Good.
But I don't know what the hell they'll do. They'll probably just fine his ass.
Well, they said they're going to... no, Trump promised unequivocally that he would be arrested if he won. So I know that Trump is going to keep his promise. I'm also looking forward to the release of the Epstein files and the 1,500% reduction in medication costs.
Yeah, the Epstein files, which never existed.
And the medication costs that are not going to go down. The files do not exist as such. I think you're right. I also think we're going to get more files. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If Trump's name was in the Epstein files, I guarantee you they would have used it against him more than showing a 40-year-old fucking photo of him with Epstein. They would have used anything that was in there with him.
Yeah.
There's a photo of them from last week.
Of Epstein and Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah, Epstein has 8 fingers on one hand.
He's alive. I think we all know he's alive. Did anyone really think he's dead? I personally think he's alive. I don't believe he... we never saw the body. They never showed us anything. They told us a crazy story after they took us to a place where no one could track him. And then no one knows what happened because no one saw anything. So no one can show us what didn't happen. Well, where's the footage of the burial? Where's the body? Where's the autopsy?
Well, the death that they gave him there was so boring. Come on. I prefer the
Thank you, the Drew. I want to thank the Drew, by the way.
Personally.
Be careful. Careful. I want to thank the Drew for agreeing with me. Drew and I agree. Yeah. Now, listen, the Drew, I think it's likely that he's alive.
Yeah, they did. They killed him, but they gave the boring story. They gave a boring story. Give it a suicide by hanging. I prefer.
It's equally likely that he was killed, but he didn't do what they said he did.
Can I finish? I prefer when someone commits suicide. They do the old 2 bullets in the back of the head. Or my personal favorite, my absolute personal favorite, was the guy that was found tied to a tree with an extension cord. That had 2 shotgun blasts inside him.
You gotta say self-delete.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want.
In spite of you, I'm gonna try to protect your analytic. We have some haters, you know.
Well, that frostback sumbitch can suck my balls.
All right. Well, it's your channel, man. Rage on. Should we ask Grok for another instruction? It's 1 hour on one question. We're going to go another hour?
No, because Sistan has a show in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got to get going.
All right.
Too.
All right, yeah, I have to I have to put on my man clothes and go out and be a man. For Halloween, I'm dressing as a man.
That's a pretty big stretch for you.
Yeah, an effeminate one. I'm gonna dress as I was gonna be a metrosexual, but I've decided to dress as a heteroflexible.
So you're gonna dress. So you say you're gonna dress as a feminine man. So you're gonna dress like a New Yorker.
Sure, why not? Yeah, it's Halloween. I'm in a good mood. Have some fun with this shit. Goddamn Guardian, son of a bitch. I love these guys.
But Teague, what you got coming up next?
Well, I'm going to start a news and information show where I give my political takes about how we could fix all the problems in this country by simply being extremely literal with everything and taking everything way too far. But until then, I guess I'll be around. Today is what, Wednesday? So Thursday night, there should be a Landman meetup and recording session. I don't know. I got to ask you now, what's better, Landman Live or Landman Studio? Landman Studio seems like the better investment long term, but Landman Live seems like the easier, more seductive road right now.
Whatever's earliest, because I gotta cover Gorilla starting at what time is that? 7 p.m. Gorilla?
Yeah, it'd be 9 o'clock my time.
I can't get the West Coast people till after that anyway. Like, so maybe at 11 o'clock we'll get together, watch one episode, and discuss it in the studio for an hour.
Yeah, it'd be 9, 10 o'clock your time. Probably about
Works for me.
12 o'clock. Yeah. Because it's usually a 2-hour show.
Yeah,
I
I try to keep my streams under 2 hours.
I'm going to try to do another Landman discussion where I edit it again later and we try to get it to an hour or even 40 minutes. It seems like the market doesn't want to bear an hour-long Landman discussion. Sorry to just guess right here in the open. What can I tell you? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow whether I'm live or not. To be decided. Thursday and Friday, I'm going to show up in the afternoon before, like right around the time, maybe an hour or two before Doomcock, and hang out for a while, say hi to some people.
Sounds good.
And
Gorilla,
we'll
what
talk
you
about
got?
Taylor Sheridan.
Well, tomorrow we'll have Twilight Zone, 4 episodes of the Twilight Zone. No Waltons on Friday. Sunday cinema. We'll have some kind of movie there. And then on Tuesday, there we'll have the Cigar Lounge. That's about it.
Sounds good. Dan, what do you have coming up?
All right, well, to all you viewers and panel members that know me, don't know me. Sci-Fi Sit-Down, you go for different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do sci-fi talks as well on various subjects, maybe how well versed I am in them. I do my sci-fi watch parties on Wednesday, 6:30 Pacific time, with my closest Zep for, and about ready to do that in less than 30 minutes. We're going to wrap up with the Continuum Season 2 finale. And then I do my live streams usually on my main channel between 10 and 4 p.m. on Saturdays. I try to upload a new video on my main channel towards the end of the beginning of next week. I do cross streams with my fellow members like Resolute Germ, Gorilla's Random Thoughts, and others if they will allow it. They usually do the nice guys about that. And I do a secondary channel called Alt War Source Are Down. On that one, I cover Japanese anime or cartoons in general. Right now, we're doing the slime animation, where in Season 3, I usually do the watch parties on that channel at 8 o'clock Pacific time after Gorilla's Walton streams. But I may not do it this week, this Friday, because it's going to be a holiday. So it's going to be rescheduled for next week. And beyond that, if we know Watchmen here, Chris just to make more content for you guys. Well, he'll make a few hours off YouTube. I'll turn over to Jeremy before he takes me off there for talking too much.
Yeah, just real quick, correcting the record. I checked this one. Yeah, Jerem was right about the Adams stuff. I was wrong about Adams. He didn't get as far as getting charged. It was dismissed with prejudice because they fucked up the case. But he really just. What can I tell you? I just don't want this Mam Dammy thing to fucking happen.
Well, hopefully there's a miracle for you, Teague.
It's, you know what, closing it by half before election day. There were so many people in early election. I voted early first day, and there were more people there than at most elections for president. They looked motivated too.
Good to see you guys are still scared of commies.
We're scared enough of commies to put a fucking scumbag that everyone hates in office. And by the way, fuck you, Mandy Patinkin, for saying that you fucking support the guy. Shame on you. Shame on you.
And everyone remember to go check out Fifth Down right after this. We'll be back on this channel Friday to cover both Dan and Gorilla's time slots. We'll be watching Spaced Invaders, followed by
Cool.
Ernest Scared Stupid.
And we're going to do some Star Trek, I think, on Thursday night into Friday, right?
Yeah, after
Or I guess it's Friday. Do we do Cat's Paw or do we do Mirror? It's a thought, right?
I'd think Cat's Paw.
I love Cat's Paw. We could do it. All right, guys.
But instead of doing all that Landman stuff, after
do Cat's Paw.
Gorillas, after the Twilight Zone, we'll do the Cat's Paw, the Trick or Treat. We'll ring in a Halloween with Cat's Paw.
Star Trek. All right, I'll watch it on my second channel beforehand. Right,
Thanks for
because you're
stopping
tied
by,
up.
everybody.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hit the
Bye,
like and
everybody.
follow, please.
Take care.